Hi everyone, welcome to the Nostalgic Dragon. I talk about fantasy books, mythological books, and sometimes science fiction. Today, a video on how to read many books. That is something at once. That is something I do a lot. Some of you have asked me for advice on how to do that, so I wanted to share my experiences. If you are interested in what I'm reading right now, there is a link in the description below, and you can watch my latest reading update. This video is only for advice on how to read many books at once. So the first thing I want to say is that I find it very enjoyable to change books. You get a variation in your reading, and I think that's very fun and also helpful actually to finish books, because many of the books I read, and maybe you read too, are very long. So to read 900 pages, only that book can be very challenging. Maybe you will stop because it becomes too heavy for you. So why not change from time to time? What I do, first of all, I take notes. I usually take small notes, and I usually highlight with a pencil so I can erase it afterwards before I fill it in with with ink, with an ink pencil. I usually underline location, lore, and what's happening. Only major happenings or major events, but usually I don't know that beforehand, so I have to go back and erase and only keep the underlining I've done. That is important. So everyone has read Lord of the Rings, for example. Maybe you highlight something about what Gandalf says. Maybe you highlight where they are going, and maybe you highlight something about lore. Maybe something about the ring, for example. I usually write a summary, very, very short, in the end of the chapter. I usually have paperbacks because I can write in them. So I take notes and I write in the books. Maybe you think that is to destroy the book. I think it's to make the book personal, actually. If I have a hardcover, I don't write in the book. I usually have a reading list per week. And so maybe Saturday or Sunday, I think about what I'm going to read next week, which books, and on which days. Of course, this might sound very ambitious to you, but maybe you can do this for a month during a period of 30 days, for example, or 31 days. Yes. So it keeps me a bit on track what I'm doing, and I can change what books I'm reading. So let's say I'm reading Malazan on Mondays one week, maybe I will change that to Wednesday, and so on. I used to change the days from week to week to get this variation too, but I usually only read one book during a day, so I don't change books during one day. I don't read two books during one day. I read one book to keep my focus. Also, there is if there are long books, there are usually paragraphs or sections where you can stop. Either if there is a change of point of view character, then you can stop. If it's short chapters, like in Howling Dark here with Christopher Ruccio, then you can read the chapter, of course. If there are long chapters like Malazan, you see there, Gardens of the Moon, well, then you can stop when either point of view character changes, or maybe the lore changes, or maybe they move to a different place geographically, then you can change. Or then you can stop and then change book instead. So you can also read summaries. I do that from time to time of the chapters, if there are chapters and summaries of chapters. I think you can do that. I think that's a great idea to do that. And maybe there are podcasts for the book. Obviously, Malazan Book of the Fallen has podcasts and YouTube channels. You can watch them. Make sure it's spoiler free, at least as much spoilers as you would like to hear. That can be very helpful, of course. I usually mix my reading of books with comics. I have a comic underneath all the books here that I'm reading. I've read this book already, but it's an example, like Swamp Thing. Maybe you can take a break in your book reading, read a comic, or you can do something completely different. You can listen to music and maybe go exercise, do something else to get a break in your reading so you get energy, of course. So that was some advice from me to you. Maybe you have advice. So if you have on how to read many books, please tell me. Maybe you don't read many books at once. Why are you only reading one book? Maybe you have a good reason for that. And of course, time restraints is one very good reason not reading too many books. One argument against this is that you will never be finished with the books, but from my point of view, that's not true. I'm reading more effectively when I read many books at once. So let me hear your thoughts and views on this. And if you like the video, share, subscribe, and see you later. Bye.